Sacred Beings, and welcome to my channel. Today I have a fun video for you guys, and joining me will be Indica in the background. There she is. So hopefully she hangs around throughout the whole video because this is where I'm going to be posting stuff. But let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking more about your Atmakaraka, and we're going to discover your Karakamsha and your Ishta Devata, which hopefully I'm saying them almost right, and I will tell you exactly what all these terms mean. But basically, we are going to be learning about your specific god or goddess assigned to you based on your Atmakaraka within your Karakamsha chart, as well as your spiritual progress, and learn a little bit about your unique talents and life path. So if that sounds fun, then please stick around. And if you like spirituality and you want to be part of our spiritual community growing together on our sacred journeys, then please hit that subscribe button and say hello to me, Jewel, in the comments. So let's get started. So in part 1 video of Atmakaraka, go check it out. This second part 2 is requested by you guys. You wanted to know, based on that, what is the gods and goddesses assigned to them? And I actually thought about that too, but left it out of that video because it was just too much content all in that video. So that's why we're doing this video today. But basically, you want to go to that part 1 first to learn about what Atmakaraka is and how to find it. So if you haven't done that, you need to do that first to even understand what we're talking about today. So stop this and go do that. And if you have already done that, then let's continue. Basically, your Atmakaraka is going to tell you your soul's true life purpose, desires, and morals. Your Atmakaraka is the highest planet in your birth chart. Once you know that, there's so much more you can learn about yourself and like your true self. Let's dive right on in. The first thing you're going to need is your chart. And this is not your standard Western astrology birth chart. This is the D9 chart, also called Navamsa or Navamsha. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Navamsa. So to get this chart, you want to Google astroica.com D9 chart. And let me scoot over because this is where I'll be showing you everything you're going to be looking for today. And also my hair is crazy because I'm going for that lioness vibe, and you're going to see why. So once you do that, it's going to be the first link. This is going to be the chart that we're using for the rest of the video, called D9 chart or Navamsa. Scroll down and fill out all of your information and leave the chart type as it is. So you don't want to change anything, just fill out your information and then click submit. Scroll down, we will be focusing on the planet positions chart. Also, most importantly, the Navamsha, the D9 picture chart, which is underneath the planet positions. So you want both of those. So now that you have your two charts, this is some info that is going to help us with locating your Karakamsha and Ishta Devata. So your god and goddesses, spiritual progress, life path, and unique talents. So there are a lot of abbreviations because I'm pretty sure this is like a Hinduism astrology, or Indian astrology. I'm not sure exactly, but it's totally different from Western astrology. So they use a lot of different abbreviations. So to help you guys out, this is what you're going to need to know, which is different than what we're used to. So make sure to remember this timestamp. I'll put it up here, and you can always come back to this to understand or help you guys out throughout this video, or just write this information down. So thankfully, the D9 chart has numbers of houses, so you know which symbol is in which house because the house is already numbered, but they have like short abbreviations of 2 letters, and most of them make sense, but I just want to cover that so there's no confusion. So if you see any abbreviations, this is what it means. The SU is sun, and most of them are the first 2 letters of the word. So SU is sun, MO is moon, JU is Jupiter, MA is Mars, SA is Saturn, VE is Venus, ME is Mercury, and then RA is Rahu, and KE is Ketu, which we're going to talk more about what the Rahu and Ketu is and what it means for you in your chart to learn more about yourself. And then the chart above with the planets' positions has the symbol next to the name. So they call like Pisces and Gemini different words, but the symbol's there so you know what they're talking about. And then for the symbols, of course, I'm going to give you the chart. Just in case you don't remember your zodiac symbols like me, this is to help you guys out. So let's start with how to discover your Ishta Devata. I know people call it differently. Ishta Devata. But anyways, basically this is your assigned deity or deity, your god, goddess, that is there to help you with certain things that you can work with them in many different ways. They're there to help you in life. So it's very easy to find. You just want to look at your 12th house, which is here. And then the planet in that 12th house is your Ishta Devata. So, for example, mine is MA, which is Mars, which coincidentally was also my Atmakaraka in my first video, part 1, which is your highest planet. So I'm very curious if everybody's Atmakaraka, your highest planet, is also your Ishta Devata in your 12th house. So if both of yours are the same in both videos, please let me know, because then it's just going to save us time that your Atmakaraka is actually your Ishta Devata, and then you don't even have to look. But I'm assuming they're going to be different, and then mine are just coincidentally the same. So let me know, please. And then I will say that not everybody is going to have a planet in their 12th house, so you don't technically have a deity, god, or goddess assigned to you. But there's still a lot more information you can learn about in this video about yourself. So just still stay tuned. So every planet has a different god, goddess assigned to them. Okay, so you see my dog is like panting and I'm sweating. I can't turn my AC on in here, guys, because it's going to be too loud and you're going to hear it in the background. So we are suffering for you. That's why I'm glistening in here. But I don't mind. It's good for the skin. So here are the gods, goddesses assigned to each planet. The sun is Lord Rama. The moon is Lord Krishna. The Mars, which is mine, is Narasimha. The Mercury is Buddha. Jupiter is Vamana. Venus is Lord Pashuram. I'm so sorry. Saturn is Lord Kurma. Rahu is Lord Karaha. And Ketu is Matsya or Matsya. So I just want to go into what it means if you have this Lord, God, Goddess in your 12th house. So I'm going to show you some pictures of what they look like, and also some things associated with them and what they represent, so what they can actually help you with, which might clear up some things about yourself. But before we begin that, you can simply Google Lord blank, so the name of the one associated with you, to learn more about them. So once you figure out yours and you want to learn more than what I'm telling you, then I highly recommend to Google them, because you can figure out exactly how to work with them. So give them offerings, like what day of the week is best to work with them, and signs that they're actually like hearing you and are around. So definitely look more into them if you're interested in this. So let's get started with Lord Rama. So if yours has a sun in your 12th house, so normally he is shown with having a bow and arrow, and he's usually like blue, purple skinned, and he represents perfect morals and social behavior. So he can help you when you are struggling to stay truthful or do the right thing. But he's basically like the perfect husband, perfect son, perfect brother. He sticks to his morals. He's all about truth and doing the right thing. So if you struggle with that, reach out to him, or you are already like this, and that's why this deity, god, goddess wants to work with you. Moving on, Lord Krishna, which is the moon in your 12th house. He's usually seen as blue or light colored skin, holding a flute. And he represents compassion, pleasure, love, peace, protection. He instills the message, for everyone to concentrate and believe in yourself. And he can help bring you freedom, health, and love. Very sweet. So I'm going to start going faster because we do have a lot more to cover. So moving on to Lord Narasimha, which is mine, Narasimha. Mars in your 12th house, usually shown as a male body with a lion head. So this is where it gets crazy and why I want it to really be like lioness, even though the heat in here is bringing my hair down. So some pics of him have like multiple arms, some are like gruesome, like eating or tearing apart a body, and some are just like super zen, like lion hippie guy. But basically, I thought it was crazy because remember that astral projection video where I went to a planet and there was human bodies but wolf heads, and it was kind of like a dog head, but maybe now it was like trying to show me like a lion head, and talking about the lion's portal, which I talked about in my previous video, and how that's happening on August 8th, which is 2 days from now. And I will say last night at the grocery store, I bought a few things and the total was 888. And now 88 is the portal, and now these lions, like it's just a lot of synchronicities happening. So this is more about this goddess. So he protects from all negative energies and evil spirits. He is the symbol of victory of good over evil. He can help remove fear, increase self-confidence, courage, and bravery. He is the ultimate god of protection and destruction. So he'll destroy negativity or the bad people and protect you. So I thought that was super cool because when I talk about being scared in my astral projections, I usually call out to Archangel Michael, but I might be calling out to this lion god and see how he will help protect me, So very interesting. So let's move on to Lord Buddha. Buddha, everyone knows Buddha, which is Mercury in the 12th house. So he is basically, some people say he's not a god, it's just like the founder of Buddhism, which I have a whole video where we're going to dive in to Buddhism and what it is, because I went through a long period of like really being devoted to most of the things Buddhism is about. So we'll get into that in a later video. But he represents ultimate enlightenment, inner peace, wisdom, and can help you with achieving awakening and more. So definitely look into it. Moving on to Lord Vamana, which is Jupiter in the 12th house. Usually shown as a large baby, well, looks like a large baby to me, or like bald man holding an umbrella, stepping out or onto a person. So he represents the divine qualities of humility, simplicity, and devotion, plus is a symbol of the power to overcome evil and restore balance to the universe. He can help you with this and to learn to surrender, trust, and shed your worries and ego. Moving on to Lord Parashurama, which is Venus in the 12th house, shown holding an axe or bow representing truth, courage, and destruction of vanity or pride. He can help you gain immense courage and a strong will to fight against all odds. Most likely you will come out as the winner. So if you need help with that, reach out to him. Moving on to Lord Karma, which is Saturn in the 12th house, usually shown as half a turtle or tortoise, or riding on a turtle with multiple arms, typically bluish color, surrounded by water. So I thought this was an interesting one. So it's said to take form of a tortoise to save the earth, literally by holding the world on its back. He symbolizes balance of conflict and self-reflection in consciousness. He can help relieve the stress of carrying so much on your shoulders. So literally when you feel like you're carrying everything on your back, because that's what he's good at helping with, that's when you want to try to work with this person, when you have too much going on. Or if you want to take on a heavy load and you need confidence in that and courage, that's another thing to reach out to him for. So moving on to Lord Varaha, which is the Rahu in the 12th house, shown with a boar head and represents sacrifice, since he is the upholder of earth who brings order amidst chaos in the world. He can help bring money, happiness, and good health and remove evil and chaos. Moving on to Lord Matsya, which is the Ketu in the 12th house, which is the last one in this topic, and usually shown with a fish bottom or tail, represents the aquatic life and the first beings on earth. So salvation, the creator of the universe, divine presence of gods, divine guidance within our hearts, our inner callings, adaptability, so he can help you realize your true nature of you being the creator of your own universe, you being the god and goddess of your own life, and help to attract immense wealth. So now let's talk about the Rahu and Ketu that I mentioned earlier, because I've never heard of them before, since they're not used in Western astrology. So they're said to be the dreaded negative planets of the zodiac, but they're not really planets. They're more of an energy. So like your shadow side, your shadow self, things like that. And normally when they appear in your chart, it's about negative things. But in this video, I'm going to show you, if they're in your chart in this way, the positive aspects, because that's what we're all about, right? We don't want to dwell on the negative sides of things. So the first thing you want to do is look for Ra, R-A, or Rahu, R-A, and Ketu, K-E, in your chart. So my R-A is in my 3rd house, and my K-E, Ketu, is in my 9th. You also want to find which zodiac they are in the other chart that we have. So this is what you're looking for. My Rahu is in Sagittarius, and my Ketu is in Gemini. So using that information, that's how we're going to learn more about ourselves. But Rahu is really good and like positive and friends with Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Pisces, and Sagittarius. So right away, if your Rahu is in the zodiac of one of those, which mine is in Sagittarius, right away, that's a good sign. It's hot in here, guys. The best places in your houses for Ra or Rahu to fall in is in your 3rd, 6th, 10th, or 11th. Thankfully, mine is in my 3rd, so this is good signs. And then Ketu is best in the 3rd, 9th, and 12th. So I'm just saying I got lucky, okay? Hopefully you guys did too. So just some short information. Rahu or Ra represents greed, materialism, diseases, obsessions, pleasures, and fame, while Ketu represents spirituality, wisdom, spiritual gifts, healing powers, so more positive things. So I'm going to tell you what it means to have the Rahu and Ketu in those houses that they are really good with. So let's start with Rahu in the 3rd house, which I have, and if you have it, this is what it means for you. So you have loving siblings. I do have 2 siblings, which I believe they love me. I love them. You are good with communication. Rahu is best when in the 3rd house. Woo! And it improves intellect and social awareness, which forges better relationships. You're courageous and you take challenges head on. People with this like being spiritual and develop a sense of self-belief, have strong passions, which can help to accumulate wealth. Very nice. Moving on, if you have Rahu in the 6th house, you are protected from your enemies and are able to cure health alignments and get permanent relief from most diseases. If you have a Mercury and Rahu in your 6th house, it may make the child in the family a bit selfish and rude. And then if you have Saturn with the 6th house and Rahu, usually that leads to you having your own children. So let's move on to Rahu in the 10th house. You'll have a successful career and overcome limitations. As you proceed in life, you will gain the support of authoritative people. The best professions for you are media, entertainment, and software. And then lastly for Rahu, if it's in the 11th house, you will achieve success and wealth in your lifetime. You may have to wait till you're at least 31, like age 31 or above, till you find this success. You'll also get benefits from the government and society, but remember to not become egotistic while you acquire all these material and financial gains. So let's move on to key 2, which if key 2 is in your 3rd house, you are excellent at managing your expenses and you do well in terms of finances and being highly sociable. You are more attached to your siblings and you do good deeds for others. Just make sure you do not become greedy and make sure you stay grounded while enjoying the benefits of this placement. So it's a very good placement. Moving on to the 9th, key 2 in the 9th house, which is mine, says highly beneficial in this house. You will find difficulties subduing or being controlled. That's right. You can easily overcome your enemies, and this is beneficial in terms of mind and body. You will produce a positive attitude towards life and acquire wealth and longevity. On the negative side, this placement can make you argumentative because I won't subdue and I think I'm right and I won't back down. And you find yourself getting easily irritated. I do with people sometimes. So you may also develop a habit of gossiping. Well, I am like Gemini in Western astrology, so that makes sense. But if you hold back those influences, so don't get irritated, don't gossip, then much good will come to you. So I just got to remember that. Moving on to the last one of this part. If you have key 2 in your 12th house, you will move towards enlightenment and develop introvert qualities. You will be good and secretive with your money. If you're also with Mercury and key 2 in the 12th house, that's even more beneficial for you, and it takes you closer to your luxuries. On the downside, this can lead to eye problems, sleeping disorders, pain below the waist. So for women, menstrual cramps. So now let's move on to the final topic of this video, which is about your Karakamsha, so your spiritual progress, and we're going to learn more about your life path and talents. So first, for spiritual progress, this is what you want to do. You can either Google this or you can go to this specific website and search it on there. But what you want to type into Google is blank in 9th house, Navamsa. So what is in your 9th house? Mine, we just talked about it, is key 2, so it kind of blends together, but that's what you want to look for. What's in your 9th house, and you're going to type what that is in 9th house, Navamsa, or you want to go to this website that we're using, Bijandaruwala. This is how you spell that website. It's also going to be linked below, so you can just click on it and then type it in. But if you go directly to that website, then you'll search blank in 9th house, Navamsa chart. You can also put chart on the first option too. So when you do that, this is what it's going to look like. And when you click on it, you're going to find all this information about yourself. So I'm just going to read the certain things that actually relate to spirituality, because that's what we're trying to figure out right now. So using this website, it says this placement, key 2 in 9th house, makes me an expert in the occult science and spiritual knowledge. That is right. That blows my mind. And it says I'll become highly successful in my later years. That's good to know. So I'll stay high in positive energy throughout life, and I'm optimistic. So right. I have a positive outlook, and I'm very calm, cool kind of person who strictly follows the path of spirituality and religion. I like that, and I feel like it does suit me well. So you can also keep reading. It talks a lot about marriage, career, love, and then I did read my career part, which same for you if you have key 2 in your 9th house, said that I would become successful in religion, practicing the occult science, being a teacher, astrologer, tarot reader, crystal ball reader. Like, I have a crystal ball. Oh, you can't really see it over there. And I used to read cards. I still do. So let me know if you want a reading. But I'm just like super impressed because that all like hit the nail right on the head for me. So that's how you're going to find more about your spiritual progress in life. So now moving on to the last part of this video is to be talking about your life path and your unique talents or inherent talents. So to do that, you're basically searching the same thing on Google, but you're going to replace it with the 5th house, because the 5th house is what talks about these things. So you can Google or stay on that website and go to the search bar, blank in 5th house Navamsa chart, which mine in Saturn. So it says Saturn in the 5th house Navamsa chart. So I feel like using the 9th house, the one we just did, talked more about your life path and talents, because I felt like it just covered it all at once. So you don't really have to do this part. I wanted to check it out because it said the 5th house is more specific about that, which yours might be. But for me, being in Saturn in the 5th house, this is what it says. So it says I'm extremely hard worker, smart, creative, with positive outlook. We know. It says that once I start my work or project, I'm extremely focused and dedicated. Nothing can distract me, which could also lead to overworking and like being all work and no fun. Also, that I need to be patient in my process of work because I get my rewards or recognition later than most people would. So by working really hard, I'm like expecting instant rewards, and they say I need to be patient and those will come. Also says I'm sensitive and emotional. Thanks. But yes, I have been told I'm a sensitive, and that's not a bad thing, okay? But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot about yourself. Please comment below what you got, because I love hearing that. And I promise I'm going to start responding to you guys. It's just a lot has been going on. I will give you a life update soon. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!